It's my first time riding a dirt bike, so we'll just see how it goes. Biking never leaves you.
I tell you what, you wouldn't want them coming after you, would you?
No.
Would you go into the police today if you were starting all over again?
If I'm absolutely blunt, no.
I haven't told you this, Mick, but I'll be honest, when I first kind of met you, I didn't really like you.
Did you not? Mobile phones weren't even a thing, so you weren't getting filmed at everything you were going to, so you never had the keyboard warriors and the Karens. You're not the first.
Well, the reason is because of the job that you were doing.
Okay.
So this was in the motocross event days when I was kind of on the organising side of things.
Yeah.
And you would come down the lane in your police car, and I'd be like, "Oh no, what have we done? What does he want?" So that's the reason, Mick.
Yeah, I know. It's we never set out to be people's favourite on the Christmas card list.
Is everyone aware that, like, when you're driving down the road to certain places, do you know that you're not liked?
Yes. You just develop very thick skin, I think, over the years, but it's something you just get used to be honest with you. It's a bit of a thankless job, you know. Everyone needs the police, but nobody needs them, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, I was a bit mean actually when I first said that I didn't like it, because on the flip of that, like when you are actually needed in a different circumstance, people are actually really grateful that they see you.
Yeah, and I mean things have completely changed, haven't they? Because social media wasn't even a thing when I was in. Mobile phones weren't even a thing, so you weren't getting filmed at everything you were going to, so you never had the keyboard warriors and the Karens, you know, giving their viewpoint.
The Karens.
Yeah, I know, on everything that you've done. So it was a sink or swim. So you either had to do a good job, and everybody sets out to do a good job, but you're never going to please everybody. You know, but now you're just getting judged on everything, every single movement you're doing, and then of course people can make something sound or look different than what it is. Does that make sense? Yeah, because of social media, you can edit clips and you can put a part of a clip on that you filmed of something going on, and then that's the narrative, if you like. And then people jump on that, of course. Well, I mean, luckily I didn't have any of that. It was hard in a different kind of way, but you weren't getting judged by literally thousands of people from all over the place every single time you did something.
It can work the other way though, Mick, because like we can make you look awesome on this video if you want.
Did you want, sorry?
We can do it the other way, where we can make you look awesome on this video if you want.
Well, am I not? Well, it's my first time riding a dirt bike, so we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't actually been paying too much attention to you. I should do that to make sure you're all right.
I'm not doing too bad. I suppose this is pretty easy as far as things go.
Yeah, no, I've tried to make it pretty mellow for a minute. Would you go into the police today if you were starting all over again?
You know, I get asked this question so many times. I think it's... if I'm absolutely blunt, no. But that's only because I know what I know.
Yeah, no, I suppose the world's...
I had a fab 32-year career. Loved it. And but would I do it again? No. And actually, I've done more since I've come out, stuff that I never thought I would do. A bit like riding dirt bikes through Western Park. I never thought I'd do that.
And you know what? I never thought, probably all those years ago, when you were coming to like scrutinise the events that we were organising, that I'd then meet you at the Bike4Life festival and spin it and be doing something like this.
I know. Well, but isn't that just the great thing about life? And I said to you before, it's the people you meet, and it's the opportunity that you can gain from that on a mutual benefit. You know, it's not about shafting one another. It's about, okay, what can you do for me, but what can I do for you as well? And I think that's the right ethos to have in life, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can even remember the event days, but I did my best to actually do as much as I possibly could for you.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm hoping that kind of paid dividends later on. Then when I was like asking you to plug my business and stuff. Yeah, you've got to stop altogether now, Mick.
Schoolboy error.
Yeah,
Hang on.
it's all right. You've chosen a good parking spot. To be fair,
there we go.
You've chosen a good spot. To be fair,
I'll just turn that off.
yeah. Don't worry for a minute because Safi likes a bit of a change of scenery. Because sometimes when we're just riding all the time, if there is like wind and stuff, it knackers it up. But,
yeah, of course. Oh, and what a great view.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite spots here. It's like a place that not a lot of people come to because it's quite far out of the way.
Yeah.
I bet you get this question all the time as well, but what's like not a V, but, police in general, what's like the story that you remember?
Story that I remember? Oh, my goodness. I've done... I've started writing a book. Right, and I'm not going to plug the book. I started it when I first came out.
You already have plugged the book.
Well, there you go. It's not anywhere finished yet. Well, I keep dipping in, dipping out, and it probably won't be finished for a few years yet. But I had to think that. Well, what's memorable? And there's so many. So to help me, I kept every single pocketbook that I ever did because you used to have to write in pocketbooks. And I kept every single one, and they're all in a big box up in the loft at home. So that helps me because I flick through and I'm looking through.
Am I in there? Visit James.
I haven't got to you yet. I'm only on like 1989, so you're all right. There's plenty of time. Yeah, so I start flicking through, and there's so many good things I was involved in. One that to me firearms days probably the pinnacle was the G7 summit. So I covered the G7 summit, so providing VIP to Bill Clinton, but it was obviously it was at the time where Monica Lewinsky and the famous under the table cigar moment was coming out. So he got a lot on his mind, bless him. But yeah, so we had to do that. And then we did a lot of good VIP work when I was firearms.
That was here, wasn't it?
That was here, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. It was G7 back then. It's more like the G9 now. But yeah, and I think that was 92, maybe 91, 92, something like that. I'm pretty sure it was, it was. I think it was, actually it was later that, about 98, I think, 97, 98. That was really, really good. I mean, getting involved with Bike4Life was, for me, one of my proudest moments. And it wasn't, because it never used to be called Bike4Life, of course. It was, I don't know, have I ever told you the tale about how it came to be?
No.
And I'd always been into road safety, bike safety, and just from the traffic days, really. And we had a pub on the at Turnhill called the Stormy Petrol. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's flattened now. Used to have bike mix there on a Thursday night. And in height of the summer, you get 2,500 bikers turned up there. So we'd always go, engage with the bikers, and obviously it was very standoffish. You were on about earlier on.
Let's ask, what was the vibe?
Proper standoffish, because I was the guy taking the license off them or giving them points, didn't see the other side, or knocking on the door and telling a relation that their husband, partner, wife, whatever's passed away, having fallen off a bike or got knocked off a bike. So there was that side of it, and so then I got friends with Paul Collier, who was Shropshire IAM group biker sort of chairman, if you like. So he was in charge of the motorbike section of the IAM for Shropshire. So I got to a really nice bloke, still friends with him now. And me and Paul thought, well, what a good idea if we just started up a bit of a biker engagement thing. So let's go around, and it's all about biker safety and enforcement, but let's see if we can encourage a few of these guys and girls to get on a taster session. And he was giving away free taster sessions, so somebody would observe with them, go out for an hour, go and have a cup of coffee and a bacon sandwich, and then go take them out for an hour, and then feedback with the view that they'd think, oh, that was really good, I'm going to go and do some more training. Then they'd join IAM. So it was a kickback for them as well. And it was good for us because it was proactively promoting safer riding in that hot spot, because it was just a bit of a nightmare with people pulling wheelies and stuff.
Yeah.
And it sort of grew to the point whereby if we weren't there for 1 week, there were people asking, where are you, kind of thing. So then we got road policing involved, and then we did the enforcement, for the idiots that didn't want to listen. but really a big key was engagement. And then we did that for years. And then I had a harebrained scheme with Paul at when we went for breakfast one morning, and I said, wouldn't it be good if we put on like a bit of a bike show? If we just like grew it, you know. So we did. We had probably 7,000 or 8,000 people, and it was there that I got approached by somebody who worked for Midlands Ambulance at the time, and I'd always been a big fan of them. We always used to bucket shake for them at the Stormy Petrol. They did a ride out, which was just from Mealbrace to Cosford, but they did nothing else. So they just did the ride out, closed the M54, everyone rode down, and as soon as people got to Cosford, they had a bacon sandwich and coffee, and then everyone just went. And so what they were after was something to keep them there. So I said, well, why don't we just join up then? So you take over, and you did me a favour. You have ownership of this festival, tag it onto your ride out, and that then became Bike4Life Festival.
So you can be you can take ownership of it.
Well, no, I don't take ownership. That's
not ownership, but take credit for it.
Well, I sort of partly, yeah. I mean, Jo Bailey, who works for the Midlands Air Ambo, she's absolute diamond. She organises Bike4Life, her and the team around her, and they do a brilliant job. And I just like to keep it. I just have some fun. I just come and just mess around in the arena. I love it.
Have you done much off road before, Mick?
Never.
Nothing at all.
Nope. This is why I partly jumped at it when you said to me, like, and I thought, oh Christ, yeah, definitely, because it is something I've never done before. But I've always fancied it. Do you know what I mean? I've seen people. I know people have been on that BMW off-road course.
Bit of a sharp dip, that, Mick.
And I thought, oh, that looks so much fun.
Oh, we've got a bit of a log to navigate here, Mick. You will get over it. Just perfect. No, my parents let me get into off-road when I was, I don't know, probably about 12.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want me on the road. And they thought that if they let me do it now, then I'd be sick of it by the time I was old enough to go on the road.
Well, clearly that theory didn't work then.
Well, it did actually, because I've never been on the road.
Seriously?
Yeah. So the only time I've been on the road is to do my test.
Wow.
And yeah, so I've spent a couple of days on the road, and that was it.
Have you got a road bike then?
No, I only did my road bike test so I could do green laning.
Got you. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Which I've never actually got around to doing. Not enough.
Well, at least you've got it though.
Yeah, this is it. It's been something that I kept meaning to do for a long time, but
well, people always said to me, like, once you've got your bike test, your road bike test, it never leaves you. Biking never leaves you. Because I had a bike up until my wife was pregnant with our eldest. And then I had to sell it because we needed to buy a house. So I went like 20 odd years, 19 years without riding. And then I got given this BM, like I was telling you. So I got back into it, and it's just, yeah, okay. I was a bit rusty at first, but it's like I'd never been off.
How are you finding this so far?
It's good. Yeah, it's great. I'll tell you what, for a bloke, I mean, to talk and concentrate is quite a thing.
I'm
having to multitask.
Yeah, you shouldn't broadcast that, Mick. You're letting us down.
That's all right, mate.
So your career, Mick, has been very,
varied.
I was going to say selfless.
I was just told because back then nobody went to uni unless you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or something. It's not like it today. And I basically got told army or police. So I applied for the police cadets in Staffordshire, which was paid. It was paid back then. So that was like 2 years of boot camp.
Like that, I tell you what, the who's the guy that does like the drone stuff, and he basically does it to cause an argument. Have you seen that?
Yes, I think I've seen similar. There's other people do it with phones, don't they? They put phones in people's faces just to get a reaction.
And they're it's almost like they've studied that element of the law book, just to try and
trip them up.
Yeah.
And I never knew it all. Nobody does. Even back when I was in, there was stuff. I know it's like I said to you. Sometimes you just have to wing it. You'd have to make it sound like you knew what you're going on about, even if you didn't know what you were going on about. And then sort of brush up on it when you got back to the nick and thinking, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's obviously what it is. But it's a completely different environment. Back then, you wouldn't have mobile phones. You got nobody recording you. You got nobody trying to trip you up. Yes, you had people make complaints against you and you still had bad apples within the police service. Certainly when I joined, we were just switching away from almost like the Sweeney Todd era, where you could stick them in a cell and bash them up a bit. And then PACE came out, Police and Criminal Evidence Act, that came out in 1987 when I joined. So that changed the rule book completely. But you were still working with bobbies who were pre-PACE.
Yeah.
So I had quite a colourful probationary period, shall we say. I've got no issue talking about it now because obviously it's years ago. But one such incident springs to mind was we used to do 7 night shifts, and my inspector said to me on one night, right, tomorrow night you and lovely bloke, passed away now, but he was ace. But he said, you and in plain clothes tomorrow, get a CID car. I want you mooching around. So I thought, oh great. I thought it was great, something different. So come there the next night in my scruffs, and after briefing, me and go out. He chucks me the keys. Bear in mind, I hadn't even passed my driving course at this stage for the police. Chucks me the keys to this Ford Escort. There you go, I'm showing my age now. And we went straight to a local pub, right? Straight to a local pub. And said he'd got to speak to the landlord about something. I mean, Mr. Naive here, just thought, okay, fair enough. So we go in. First thing I know is there's 2 pints on the bar, one for him, one for me. 5 pints later, we're still in there, right? And I am steaming, and I mean steaming, to the point, and because it massive drinker back then, he had to drive the rest of the shift and try and avoid the inspector. I was popping mints down me like they were going out of fashion. But that was the culture back then. And actually, he picked up some really good intel at that pub, and that he did need to go for a genuine reason.
Yeah,
we had such a good relationship with the landlord that that's just the way it was done. Well, you can't do that now.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky in that I've seen both sides.
Yeah,
good and bad.
You probably got the more the fun side, I think.
I think so. Yeah, it's not fun.
It frustrates those people that go out to try and cause, problems, when you guys have got like much more important things to deal with.
I know. And they'd rather sit there filming you than put the phone away and just give me a hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really good. The Western part, they're happy for you to like be here. And I guess if you were racing around in petrol-driven bikes, it might be a different story. Like,
yeah, and I would say like we are super respectful. I'm like, there's a big thing, like even with our members and stuff that we bring out, we try and make them look after the place.
Yeah, of course.
We're often picking up litter and things like that, and just making it so that I'm hoping the next generation of riders are going to respect the place and, well, respect generally the places that they're riding in.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know how much cash you've raised over the years for the air ambulance?
I think the Bike4Life event, I haven't seen the figures for this year, but they were hoping to push £1 million since they've been doing it's about 12 years or 13 years, I think, which is just amazing, really.
Yeah, good achievement, that, isn't it?
Everything that's out there now with like the police bike safe scheme, and you even got first aid for bikers, first biker on scene courses, and then the IAM and Ross. But there's so much out there now.
Yeah. But
it shows it's a damning result of how test is. Well, it's the same as the car test, isn't it? We said to both of our kids when they learnt to drive, the car test just teaches you to pass the car test. You learn to drive after.
Yeah.
I mean, this is great off-road here. Yes, it's got a bit of an element of danger to it, but obviously out there on the road,
different kettle of fish.
Different kettle of fish, totally. And more cars and vehicles and heavier, bigger vehicles on the road now. Bikes, you've got some bikes out there, insane amount of power at the flick of your wrist. Well, if you don't know how to handle that, it's just, we see it every year. We used to see it when I was on traffic. Bikers have put the machines away for the winter. But then they come out 4 months later, get them out and just ride as if they rode it last week. Well, you're rusty. I knew that when I got mine. I was rusty as hell. I really had to think about how rusty I'd become over those years of not ridden, or not having ridden. But unfortunately, we've had it already this year. One or two don't heed that, and they go out, and obviously, sadly, they're no longer here. So
Does it put you off seeing that stuff though, and like being the?
not really. No, I've become when you talk about death. I've had this conversation actually a while ago. When you talk about death,
We'll just move out of the way.
yeah, you become dead hardened to it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not saying you become heartless to it, but you become quite hardened to it. And
I had a lady actually that
You have
came
to
in.
be.
Yeah, I had a lady that worked in a morgue, and I was like quizzing her about it, and she was actually, it makes me enjoy stuff more.
yeah, I think it takes the fear out of it. And but yeah,
I don't want to end this on that note though. So what was your favourite?
my favourite period within policing, I have to say, has got to be when I was running the local policing team at Market Drayton. So that Market Drayton, a small market town in Shropshire. I headed up a team of PCSOs, and it was just going back to Bobbying how it used to be. And I'm not on about clipping people around the ears, but everybody knew everybody else. It was a good
You
community.
mean going to the pub and having 5 pints?
I didn't have any 5 pints, no, I've skipped that. But just going out, getting your big out and going walking, liaising with people, talking to people, and it gives me it makes me quite proud of it. And even now, because Market Drayton is my local town, I shop there. And my wife does her heading. I go around Lidl and people stop me and they want to talk to me. And for me, pride-wise, that's probably the best. And for enjoyment, it's got to be me time on traffic and firearms. I probably love that.
Right, I'm going to turn this off now, Mick.
Yeah.